Welcome, everybody, to another edition of CPG Insiders. I'm your host, Mark Young, with co-host, the Robin to Batman, Justin Gerard.
And it's back. All right.
It's back. I know. It drives him crazy, folks, when I say that.
He
But,
loves it.
I thought about getting a little further back culturally and, maybe going back to Don Quixote.
Oh, nice. Nice.
In Pancho. But,
Yeah.
Why
not?
But I don't really think of myself as tilting at windmills. I have probably tilted at a few windmills in my life, but overall, I try to avoid trying to fight windmills.
I'm going to put fifth.
And my whole opinion of windmills in general is not one that we want to get into right now. Speaking of technology, folks, we are going to talk to you about something today that everybody hears about and that very few people are ready. And that is AI, artificial intelligence. A recent report, Justin, shows that only 1 out of 1,000 corporate CEOs is prepared to deal with AI in their companies.
I believe it.
I mean, think about that. 1 out of 1,000 CEOs are embracing it, prepared for it, and moving their company toward it.
And I would love to hear your thoughts on the whys behind it, because I think there's multiple.
So let's start there. What do I think is happening with only 1 out of 1,000?
Yeah.
Part of it is fear.
That was number one.
So, and that fear, and there's multiple tentacles
Layers
to that fear. There's the fear of AI replacing me, AI replacing people.
Yep.
That's a fear. But there's also the fear of, will I even understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Is this more than I can cope with?
Yep.
And this is not just a corporate CEO issue. This is across the spectrum.
Yes.
So I want to make some comments to people. First off, people aren't going to lose their jobs necessarily to AI. Some will.
But
a lot of people aren't going to lose their job to AI. They're going to lose their job to someone who knows AI.
Agreed.
Okay. Now, there will be some people who will lose their jobs.
Yes.
I want to give you an example. 9% of America right now makes their living driving a vehicle. It's an enormous part of the workforce.
That's what scares me, but keep going.
So these are people who drive trucks, they deliver things, they drive Uber, they do DoorDash, they drive cabs. Lots of people make a living driving.
Yeah.
And again, 9% of the population. You don't think it's that big, but it really is.
It's huge.
Texas just rolled out. They have now authorized autonomous semi-trucks on the Texas highways.
Here we go.
Now, they do have someone in the vehicle during the testing, in the passenger seat.
Oh, so this is not, like a Tesla situation where I'm behind the wheel, right, and if I want to take over, I need to, I can. They're just riding along?
Riding along. I mean, they could jump in, but... Yeah. And if you've ever seen the demos, folks, go to YouTube and just type in AI-driven semi-trucks. And you'll see videos of them, and you'll be shocked because you will see that they run in wagon trains, and you'll have a half a dozen semi-trucks, and they are 6 inches apart from each other going down the highway.
It's wild.
Because each truck is talking to the other truck.
Right.
So if the truck in front has to stop, they all stop simultaneously.
Well, yeah, and they're reading so much more data than we do when we're driving. They know when to stop a lot faster and a lot farther along than we do. So.
Well, and think about this. No benefits.
Well, of course.
No union strikes.
Right.
24-hour-a-day capability.
Right. Now you're just talking the cost of maintenance.
And from a highway management standpoint, You can even route them. Think about this. You could even route the semis to be off on charging or off on
Yeah.
maintenance during the high traffic periods,
Right.
and you put them back out when the roads are open.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about, midnight riding. I mean, these trucks can run all night long.
I mean, the economics of it are pretty simple.
Here in Northville, here in where we're located, this week, every day on my ride to the office this week, on my drive to the office, I've been passing the Waymo cabs.
Mm.
And have you seen them yet?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
So they kind of look like a cube.
Okay.
So kind of like a modernized version of a Volkswagen Beetle bus
Okay.
with sliding doors on the side.
Interesting.
And they have radars on them. So they've got big spinning radars on the roof.
Oh.
These are more advanced than the Tesla, which runs on cameras.
Yeah.
These now have spinning radars, very fast spinning radars on the roof and actually on arms out the corners.
Wow.
So they're not only running on cameras, they've got lasers on the roof in every corner.
Wow.
They do have the vehicles that run right now, they do have a person in them, but the person is not driving. The person is there because they've got to get the road laws have to catch up to the technology.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not unusual for government to be behind tech.
I mean, it's happened throughout our entire history, and it's never going to change.
I mean, to be
can't
fair,
move faster than the tech.
I mean, half the people in Congress are 85 years old, and talking to them about AI and self-driving vehicles, and be like, "Get off my lawn!" They don't want to be a part of it.
Well, but beyond that, right? Right now, technology is moving at a speed that I believe is faster than we have ever experienced it.
Yeah, technology is going to grow more in the next 10 years than it has grown in the past 100 years.
100 years, right.
So when you think about how vast technology has been for 100 years, now 10x that.
Right. So it's just impossible to keep up with that speed.
So getting back to how this is going to impact the economy, it's going to impact the economy. It's going to impact jobs. It's going to impact some careers are just going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Inbound telemarketing is just going to be more and more AI driven. By the way, I don't know if everybody knows this, but most of the sports writing that you see online or even in newspapers is all AI.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I should be surprised.
The AI actually just listens to the game.
Right, and then it can give you a recap.
And then write a 300-word recap of what you just took in.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple.
And it writes it, and it's stylized.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can program the voice and tone that you want, give it enough samples, it will learn, and then it can write in that voice.
Right. So first off, let's talk about what AI is. AI, very simply, are computer algorithms that let me make sure I really get this right so that I don't make any mistakes. We're looking at algorithms that typically require human intelligence.
Are you using AI to find the definition of AI?
I actually went to AI and said, describe yourself. So they understand language, recognize images and speech. They can make decisions, learning from experience and solving problems. At its core, AI is built on algorithms that process data, identify patterns, and adapt over time. Mm-hmm. So that's the important one. Adapt over time is the important one. The other word for this is machine learning. Yeah. So in other words, we're talking about machines that learn. Mm-hmm. Okay. Previous to this, everything we were doing were with dumb machines. Right. So literally, up until now, the most powerful computer in the world was dumber than a goldfish.
It was dependent on us to learn.
Right, because it could only do what you told it.
Yep.
And a goldfish knows how to eat and how to swim and how to, do all the things that goldfish do all day.
Right.
So literally a goldfish was more sophisticated than a computer.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're talking about computers that learn.
Yep.
So these are computers that get better and better.
Mm-hmm.
These are computers now that have so learned how to play chess that no chess master in the world can beat a computer playing chess.
Right. Right.
We're also living in a world now where AI is so sophisticated that we no longer know what we're seeing is real or not real.
Yeah.
And this is creating a lot of marketing problems. There's been companies that are going out, there's these fraudsters that are created AI videos of Sylvester Stallone supporting a testosterone booster that he has nothing to do with. But if you watch it, you think Sly Stallone is saying, absolutely, I do this all the time. So you think that he's actually taking this
Right.
crap, and you see him, and oh wow, that's Sly Stallone. I'm going to buy this because Sly Stallone, he looks great.
Well, especially when most of the people are engaging in that content on this thing, and we have the attention span of a flea, so therefore our brain goes, oh, I recognize that. Oh, let me watch. Oh, I'm done. Right?
And then these companies, when they finally get caught and sued, they just close the doors and start over
Yeah.
again.
Exactly. There's nothing happens to them.
So we're going to have a conversation. We're having a conversation today about it. Now, what we're going to do today is we're just kind of just skimming the surface of what are some of the different areas where it might be impactful for your business, for our business. And then in the future, we're going to start doing deeper dives into silos of AI.
Yeah.
Because I guess here's where I liken AI, the topic of AI. I liken AI into somebody saying, I need online marketing.
Right.
Or I need digital advertising.
Right. It's true.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, it's all digital.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
Right. Right.
AI is that same big topic. And getting back to your question, why aren't these companies dependent on it? I'm going to go back in history and do a history lesson. Back in the turn of the previous century, not the one that recently went by, although not that recent now, there was an invention called the combine.
Mm-hmm.
And the combine meant you could hook it to your tractor or horses and drag it around your farm, and it would cut all the wheat and bale it. And all of a sudden, farms went from 30 or 40 employees down to 3. And I don't know if you realize this or not, Justin. I don't know if you've ever read on this history, but farm workers used to cut trees down and throw trees across the road. Because so here's what would happen. You would have a combine operator in town
Mm-hmm.
who would go from farm to farm.
So
Nobody had the money to buy one.
So they would stop the combine from getting to the next farm.
So they would literally set up roadblocks so the combine couldn't get down the road to get to the next farm.
Wow.
And then they would run raids on the combine, trying to damage the combine and do damage to it. But like anything, technology usually wins.
It's going to win out.
And what happened was those farmers or those farm workers actually went home, and statistically most of them never worked again.
Because they just couldn't adapt?
They just couldn't pivot.
Yeah.
This is what I do, and I'm not changing at this point.
Yep. Well,
So now let me correlate that to our truck drivers. The average truck driver in America is 58 years old.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very aging population.
It is. It is.
And it's interesting because right now we're about 700,000 truck drivers short. But that problem is going to get solved by AI before it gets solved by more workers.
Absolutely.
So these 58-year-old people who have been driving a truck for 40 years, they're not going to do the learn to code, which, by the way, learn to code isn't even a thing now.
No, you don't need to.
I mean, think about it. What were we telling people 3 years ago? Well, you need to learn to code.
You need to learn to code.
Guess what? AI can do the coding for you now.
Right. Now you just need to learn prompt engineering.
Yep.
That's it.
So even if you went and spent 4 years learning how to code, that's not going to save you.
Nope.
So these truck drivers that are 58 years old, most of them are not going to go learn a new career. They're going to retire.
Yeah.
So this is going to impact government. Now, what about these CEOs, though? These aren't retirement guys. However, when we look at advertising agencies, the average CEO of an ad agency is also around 58 to 59 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't know
So when you think about the 60-year-old CEO of an ad agency, I've been doing this for 40 years. I got this far.
that. Right.
Am I going to go learn a new industry? Am I going to do this, or am I just going to ride this out?
I guess it depends on what your vision for the future is.
And there's a lot of people who will put their head in the sand and think that it's a fad.
That's just fear talking, though.
Okay, but
Not saying it's wrong, but
you've been here 10 years.
Mhm.
I've been here 30.
Yep.
We had clients in the past when we would take them online ad campaigns for their product would say, this isn't real. This is
Oh,
a
yeah.
fad. People are going to be over this.
Yeah. Even since I've been here, that happened.
This isn't going to stick.
I remember that.
It's stuck.
Right.
It's still here.
Yeah.
But it keeps morphing.
Yeah.
It keeps changing. And I would say right now in the world of digital advertising, whatever we do today will not be what we're doing in 3 to 6 months from now.
Nope.
There'll be pieces of it that'll be the same, but it is in a constant evolution.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And now that evolution has been set on fire with AI.
With AI. Yeah.
Because now the things we can do with it become, amazing. Now, we, as an agency, we're embracing AI,
Mm-hmm.
fully embracing AI.
Yeah,
I use it every day.
Every single day. And we are embracing AI at almost every level of the business.
We even have AI me.
Mm-hmm. We sure do.
So if you go to any of our websites, cpginsiders.com or jekyllhydelabs.com or meetmarkyoung.com, and you see a little chat bubble down at the bottom,
Yep.
click the chat bubble and it will give you virtual me.
Mm-hmm.
You can type to it or you can talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife used it last night for the first time.
Oh boy.
And she was a little disturbed by the voice because the voice didn't sound exactly right to her.
Yeah.
But I told her we can probably make that voice better.
We could easily make that better. Just feed some more
give it more
recordings.
samples.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can make the voice. It's a little high pitched and a little flat for being me.
Yeah. See that.
It sounds like me with a cold.
Okay. Well, let me fix that.
But she was asking it a number of different questions.
Mm-hmm.
So questions were like, Walgreens just delisted one of my 3 products. What should I do?
That's fun.
And Virtual Mark gave really good advice. I'm listening to this. I'm like, damn, I think he might be smarter than me. That was pretty good advice. And this is really funny because then I said to it, I am the real Mark Young. And it said, oh, well, you and I are just different sides of the same coin.
That's funny. That's funny.
And it said that in my voice.
Right.
So why do we have Virtual Mark going? One is because it's a good opportunity for us to work with AI.
Yep.
The second reason is we get lots of calls from lots of people who are starting businesses and starting products. And sometimes it's difficult for me to get to all of them as quickly as they would like me to get to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't mean I won't, but it also means you can go to Virtual Mark and ask some questions and you'll get some pretty decent answers.
Well, and the other piece of it, for all of our, entrepreneurs and business owners that are in Mark's position, How many times are you being pulled in multiple directions and your team is going, if I could just get 5 minutes with you, if I could just bounce this idea off you, right? Or if I could just get, well, if you, with a tool like this program correctly, they can get some of that feedback. So all of a sudden, if they do need one last conversation with you, right, it's one meeting. It's not 3 or 4 or whatever, because they had this tool that they could actually start having a conversation with to guide them along the journey. And so imagine not only the support your team could get with a tool like this, but imagine the efficiencies that you're going to gain, that they're going to gain, right?
Yeah, I'm available 24 hours a day now.
Right. Exactly.
Now, let's look at some of the other things. I use AI every day for product information, for backgrounds,
Yep.
for research, for statistics, for data. And think about this. We're using AI now for improving attribution skills,
Yep.
being able to figure out which part of your advertising dollars is performing best.
Mm-hmm.
We're using AI to make ads.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And by the way, in many cases, we can literally produce online videos or even TV commercials and make them completely artificial out of AI.
Tools exist now. The tools absolutely exist.
Which, again, is going to have a big impact on the videography business. So now we won't need as many cameramen, and we won't need as many light grips and as many audio guys and caterers and non-celebrity talents.
Right.
Because now, passenger number 5 is just AI.
Right. It's moving into that direction where this tool, it can do all of these things, right? As we've talked about, the ability to elevate and your post work, your post production work with a tool like this is incredible. It's like what like CGI and green screen, what that used to be. Well, now AI can do that for you.
I was with a client earlier this week, and in real time, I was using AI. I was able to define for the client verifiable research on an ingredient in their product that caused a specific mechanism to trigger in the human body.
Right. It's and so, like, again, what overarching what I think, we want to make sure that from this episode, because we're going to dig a lot deeper in further episodes in a more tactical manner on what to use, how to use it, things like that. But overarching, I want to make sure that people understand that when we're talking about AI, what we want you to do is, one, embrace it, right? Because if you don't, you're going to be left behind. But two, take a look at your business, take a look at your life, and identify those problems. And what I want you to think about is now go do the research to search what AI tools out there can help solve these problems. Because there is most likely a tool out there right now that can do that.
So I was sitting in our conference room this week with our company lawyer, and we needed to find some laws in Florida, and we're in Michigan.
Yeah.
I wrote the correct prompts into AI, and I got an entire legal decision back in less than a minute. And our lawyer looked at it, and he's like, "How did you do that?" And I said, "Well, I know how to prompt it."
And I was just going to say that. So getting back to where we started a little bit with that conversation of fear, right? I want people to remember that, yes, AI is a smarter tool that learns, but it is only as good as the information you put in it, which means it's still a tool that requires skill, it requires finesse, and it requires what you have, your ability. It still requires that. But now think of that, if you had this tool with you, how it could be exponential, right?
Right. It's not always correct either.
It's not always correct, right? And so this is what, like, you talked about when you're doing research. Like, on my end, I use it for strategic development. And now I essentially have a strategic partner that we don't have to pay benefits to, and I can go to at any time and work. But now I have someone to bounce ideas off and have conversations with, and I can develop these things in real time, as opposed to being stuck in my own box or, oh, wait, who can I call now? I have a team. I now have a team that I can exponentially drive results with.
So I was doing some research in AI a couple weeks ago, and after I pulled the data up, I prompted back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you absolutely sure this is accurate?
Right. That's great.
And it went and checked its own work
Yep.
and came back and said, you are absolutely right. I had a mistake.
Yep.
Because I forced it to go another layer down.
Yep. Exactly.
It has very human behavior.
It is very human behavior, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, is treat it like another person on your staff. But now this staff member can almost do and be whatever you want it to be, but it's still a staff member, right? You still need guidance. You still need to put them in the right direction and help manage them to get the most out of them.
I tell you, our lawyer looked at this decision, and he looks at me. He goes, "That's a $5,000 legal decision." He goes, "A law firm would charge $5,000 for the depth of that."
And you got it in seconds.
In a minute, and
Yeah.
he looks at me and goes, "You're not going to need a lawyer." And by the way, I look back, I'm like, "Nah, we don't really need a lawyer anymore. I just keep you around because I love you." Now, by the way, I'm not advocating to get rid of your lawyers.
Of course not.
But I will tell you what I'll do with it. I'll take a product we're looking at, and I will type the ingredients into it, and I would say, give me the United States monographs on these drugs,
Right.
and tell me what I can say within the FDA and the FTC guidelines, and it tells me.
Right. I mean, you already have it. It's right there.
So now I can send that to the FDA lawyer, and instead of saying, will you go do 8 hours worth of research for me and give me this, will you read this 2-page synopsis I have and tell me if it looks right?
Right. Which is going to save your build hours.
Right. So I just took him from 6 hours of billing to a 1 hour billing.
Right. Right.
So here's where I'm going with this, folks. You can embrace AI, or you can be the 999 who do not, but you're not going to stop this.
No. No. And it's only going to hurt you.
Right. So we're going to see brands that are going to succeed because of it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see brands that are just going to fall behind.
Yep.
Because of it.
Yep.
And not just brands. It's going to be all forms of business.
All forms of business.
I just refer to brands because that's what we do our topics about here.
Right.
But all forms of businesses that do not get on board with this are going to fail. And here's what I equate it to. I want you to equate it to, could you possibly imagine a successful company today running with no computers?
Right. No, the answer is no.
So you got a $50 million company and you're doing your computers on a ledger spreadsheet.
Right. No, it's not a thing.
What those computers were to your accounting,
Right.
AI is now going to be to the computers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we will be to a point of, can you imagine can you imagine when we didn't have AI?
Right.
And I want to throw one other thing in there too. Here's what's going to happen with AI, folks. And AI is going to bifurcate the population. Smart people are going to get smarter.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Because we're going to learn how to prompt. We're going to learn how to ask questions. And we're going to have massive amounts of data that we can make decisions on at our fingertips. Mm-hmm. So we will make faster, smarter choices all day long. But dumb people are going to get dumber because of this. Mm-hmm. Because the bottom end of that economy is just going to use AI to be dependent on.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Or they'll just think it's, like they'll just look at ChatGPT and think, oh, it's just Google. Well.
So they will ask it mundane questions instead of reading books and expanding their knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of really, I'll give you an example, instead of really learning how their body works and learning how to do supplements, they're going to go to AI and say, give me a list of the 5 most popular vitamins.
Right.
Oh, that's what I need. I'll go do that.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is ridiculous, but that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So for our listeners, you're faced with a choice right now of being the smart people who get smarter or the dumb people who get dumber.
Mm-hmm. And as you've mentioned here already, the sooner that you embrace it, the sooner that you start experiencing it, just like everything in life, you have to experience it to learn and grow. So the sooner you start adapting and experimenting, the faster that you are going to grow and learn, and the faster your business is going to scale.
So, Justin, if somebody's listening and they've not done anything with AI, where would you point them to go first, just to get their feet wet and start to experience it?
Yeah, so depending on what business that you're in, but let's say you're just a business owner. So there's 2 things that I would do. Number 1, go ahead, download ChatGPT, get the free version, right? Don't worry about paying for it yet. Just download ChatGPT.
Or Perplexity.
Or Perplexity. They're both the same, right? They're both 2 sides of the same coin. Perplexity is a better, or more people use Perplexity for research specifically, where Chat is a little bit more from an open AI perspective. There's a lot more things you can do with it. So I would still start with Chat, but very similar tools. So I would go download that, and depending on how you learn, this is just my recommendation. The next thing that I would do, go to YouTube. Okay? Go to YouTube. YouTube, think about your industry and ChatGPT, and then just watch a few videos. Or what are the top hacks for ChatGPT, right? Best practices. Just start engaging in that content, and you spend 20, 30 minutes on a YouTube video and you've got that tool, and then you can kind of do it along and play around with it. It's going to be incredible what you're going to be able to learn, because what it comes down to, folks, is tools like these, they're not hard to learn how to use. That's not the power. The power is you learn the foundational basics of what the tool can do, and then you let your mind explore, and then you play with it. And to your point, Mark, you sit there and go, I'm having a conversation. So I'm just having a conversation with a tool, and I'm feeding it, and it's learning, and let's keep seeing where this can go. And I don't think that's quite right. Oh, no, you're actually right, like you talked about earlier, right? So it's about learning the foundational basics of the tool, and then go learn and play with it and treat it like a person, right?
I mean, think about doing this. You take your POS numbers from Walgreens,
Mm-hmm.
and you upload the store-by-store data into AI.
Yep.
Okay? So
Yep.
upload the data.
Yes.
Now you go to AI and say, show me the top 1,000 stores that sell the most of my product.
Right, and it'll analyze it like that.
Then you would say, show me the commonalities in the demographics of where those stores are located.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or show me how the various prices that are my retailers selling this
Right.
is impacting velocity.
100%. And I want to, I'll give you a funny story and circle it back around to what I'm talking about here. So I remember when I first started here at Jekyll and Hyde, my first week, and I had no experience in advertising. And Mark goes and tells me, go put a presentation together for the so-and-so's clients about this, right? I didn't know what I was doing, but I was 27 or 28, and I was about to tell the big guy I didn't. So I went and put something together, delivered to him, and he's like, what is this? And so he's like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with this? And so our CEO, Michelle, met with him and said, well, what did you tell him to do? Well, I told him to do this. And why would he know how to do what you were looking for? Because did you tell him X, Y, and Z? Nope, I didn't. Well, how's he supposed to know? My point is, it was really funny, and I eventually did it right, just like AI will. If you are very specific of what you're looking for, you are going to get exactly what you asked for back, but it is only going to be as good as how specific you are.
So this is where the skill comes in.
Yes.
The skill comes in on knowing how to have highly fluent verbal skills to know what to ask for. This even goes back to Dan Sullivan with who, not how.
Yeah.
And in this particular
100%.
case, sometimes AE is the who.
Yes. Exactly.
And you don't need
AI is
to
the who.
know how to do it. You need to know how to ask for it.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
So back to your point, think of AI as part of the staff.
Exactly. That's exactly it, right? And it doesn't matter what AI tool you're using. If you run, if you have got a creative team and they're using something like Midjourney, the prompt engineering is prompt engineering, right? It is all the same.
And I'll tell you how much this can be part of your staff. My daughter has named her AI Jarvis.
Of course she has. Of course she has.
But she's talking to Jarvis.
Right.
And by the way, you can give it Jarvis's voice too.
Oh, I have heard that, actually. I have
Yes.
heard that. Oh,
Jarvis
that's
was
great.
the AI computer in Iron Man, if anybody doesn't recognize
If anybody
that.
didn't know that.
But you can hold conversations with your AI.
Yeah, you can.
It is like talking to another employee.
Yes, it is.
It's an employee. I want you to think about it this way. This is an employee who has instant access to every piece of information that has ever been posted on the internet.
Yep. It is.
So imagine you have a human who is wired to the internet, that their brain is wired to the internet.
Yeah.
And when you ask them questions, they have this enormous neural network that can go across and around the world in seconds and access the information.
Yes.
But remember, there's a lot of garbage on the internet.
Exactly.
So it doesn't mean that the AI can't get fooled by some bad opinions. This is why you sometimes find political bias in AI, because there's more political content on one side than the other.
Right.
So it's not that somebody made the AI to be political. It's just the AI is reading more CNN than it's reading Fox News.
Exactly.
So in future episodes, we're going to cover stuff. We're going to get into stuff like search, or now what will be AI optimization, attribution, ad production,
and even optimizing your business and your time. I mean, I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to this show. What is the one thing that entrepreneurs never have enough of? Time.
Right.
Time. So learn how to hack with these tools to make and create more time.
Oh, I save a ton of time.
Exactly. So
I save so much time because it's 10 or 20 times, if not more, faster than using Google.
Yeah. Not only from the research perspective, but as we talked about before, there are so many AI tools now that you can do that can connect to your email and you can talk to, and it will send great emails and respond and go back to you. So now you're not pulling out your phone and your app in the middle of conversations, right? There's schedulers, there's AI assistants. You've got AI agents now that can do so many things. So there's embrace these tools and as we talked about, truly take a look at what are my problems. And I guarantee you that there is an AI tool that you didn't realize that's going to be able to solve your problem.
Get on board or get run over.
Agreed. But there's no reason to get run over.
There isn't, but we know that many will.
No, I know. Oh, I know.
Now,
and I
understand, folks, we're embracing AI. If you have questions about AI or anything to do with your marketing, you can always reach out and talk to us, or you can reach out and talk to my AI.
That's it.
So you can literally talk to virtual me.
Exactly.
So that's it for today. We're going to be back with more of these episodes. And again, this wasn't meant to be descriptive. This was meant to open the door to the conversation today.
Agreed.
Like always, if you are listening to the podcast, if you would, please go leave us a 5-star review. You could even use AI to write a nice review to us. See, AI could do it for you.
There you go.
Absolutely. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, hit the subscribe button and make sure you don't miss any episodes. Other than that, if you need to get in touch with us, jekyllhydelabs.com or CPG Insiders. Justin and I are always happy to talk to you. Justin, we're going to do an episode coming up too. We're going to start coming into some more digital tactics, and we're going to do one soon on TikTok. We're going to talk about, because a lot of people want to know, how do you make TikTok work?
Everyone wants to know how to make the shiny thing work.
And it doesn't work on everything.
It doesn't, and it works great on some things. So
Right.
I think it'll be good to help the listeners really navigate that landscape.
Yep. So we're going to clear that one up next, probably in the next show.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for today, folks. We'll see you on the next episode of CPG Insiders. If you're looking to greatly increase sales on your CPG product, don't hesitate to contact us at Jekyll & Hyde Advertising and Marketing. By the way, the only advertising agency with a guaranteed result. Just go to jekyllhydeagency.com or feel free to give us a call at 800-500-4210.